I'm Trey Butler, if you don't know. I worked at Paycom in the customer service department for 7.5 years. And then after that, I joined a farmer's agency where I worked for 6 weeks before I decided to start my own independent agency. Whenever I was at farmers, I didn't really like just having the one option. So I knew that my insurance agent was independent and that he was able to provide me with several options. So if the rate changed, I like the idea of being able to work with one agent but have multiple insurance companies instead of just being with like one agent like I was at Farmers. So then I started looking at groups. I signed with PGI, which was a group out in Colorado. I felt like since I was in Oklahoma that since I wasn't nearby, that we were neglected. I didn't feel like we got a lot of the assistance that we needed, especially with like commercial policies. That was something that was important to us, and our rep changed frequently, and since they were in Colorado, they just didn't know much about the market in Oklahoma, so they weren't able to help very much. After PGI, I knew finding a group that was in Oklahoma was very important. I looked at OAA and TAG. I talked with a lot of agents that were with OAA, and I talked with a lot of agents with TAG. I didn't get like a great impression from the agents that were still with OAA and that they were really happy with where they were at. And then whenever I talked with agents with TAG, they seemed much more pleased with the service that they got, and they didn't have as many complaints. Talking with OAA, they said if I didn't get a direct appointment with a carrier, that I would have to go through their service team. Basically, I would have to send in information, and within 24 hours, I would get a quote back. Well, like a lot of times I like to talk with the customers on the phone, and not being able to like adjust prices and give them like real numbers like while I was on the phone, and having to tell them every single time like, well, if we're going to change this, it's going to be another 24 hours before I can tell you what that rate would be, was really the big deciding factor and the main reason that I decided to join TAG instead of OAA. Relationships have always been really important to me. I feel like if you're friends with someone, you want to do the best you can to help them, and I feel like I'm friends with everyone at TAG, and I do feel like whenever I have a question that they want to help, and they want to help me find a solution. I don't feel like I'm just another producer in another state that doesn't matter and maybe they can get back to later or not. Being local and being able to see everyone like much more frequently. I think I saw people at PGI like once a year, so that, like just the relationship standpoint was important. But then the service has been great. Like I've been with TAG for a little over a year now, and honestly, we've used Gabby and Tana and Britton just so much more, and Kimmel, than we ever used anyone with PGI. I just stopped calling them because PGI, they were never able to help, and they would say, we'll get back to you, and maybe I would hear from them in 3 days, but just the service standpoint has been really great since we joined TAG.